Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for May 17th, 2024. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, we have two fives in this band. No fives help out, so there's a 5 in one of these three. That's it for duplicates. There's not a whole lot going on in this band, is there? I do have this 2 looking in, but this 2 doesn't help. The 7... We do have these 2 9s looking into the box. We might as well mark that while I see it. These 2 8s do put an 8 down here. There's really not much happening in this band. Let's move on to the next band here. 8 and 9. So we have the 8s. End up in one of these 2. Nothing for the 9. How about 6 and 1? Yeah, we do have 2 6s looking in. So there's a 6 in one of these 2. Now, does this 1 6 8 help the column? Yes, it does. Okay, so we've got something really nice here. So what I noticed is we have this 1 6 8. This is a formation that I want you to start recognizing. And you can recognize it even if it's like spread out like that even, right? The idea is that it's 3 givens that miss a row or column. In this case, it missed both this row and this column, but I noticed this column was particularly nice. So we have these 3 that avoid this column, which means this column needs a 1 6 and 8, but they're not going to end up in the same box as this 1 6 8. Then I just scanned the column and I saw that we did not have a 1 6 or 8 placed yet, but we did have these 3 filled with other givens. So actually, there's only 3 places left in this column that can be 1 6 8. It's called a hidden triple. They must be 1 6 8. Now, in addition to that, I noticed this 6 8 here. So really, what we can do is we can find a hidden 6 8 pair, and then we can find a hidden 1. So let's do that in that order. But we don't have to do it in that order, but you could do it. Let's just do it quickly here. So this ends up 1 6 8. They can't be anything else. So this can't be a 5. And they must be from 1 6 8, because if we put anything other than a 1 6 8 into these 3 cells, we will not be able to fit one of the digits in the column. We won't be able to fit a 1 6 or 8. We need 3 cells for them, so these are the 3 cells that they get. Now, because this cell can't be 6 or 8, and it's been reduced to 1 6 8, it actually can only be a 1, and then that leaves the 6 8 here. What I was going to point out is that really we had a hidden 6 8 pair in the column here, because this 6 8 also took it out of this cell up here. And then because this was 6 8, we removed the 1 as an option from them, which then made a hidden single 1. Now this is going to be a naked triple, the remaining digits for the column. So it's going to be the digits that aren't these, right? So it's going to be the 3, the 5, and the 7. And that cleans up a little bit. But now that that's a triple, this is actually going to be the 2, 4, and 9. So this cannot be 2 or 9, so this ends up being a 4. These can't be 4, so we have a 2 9 pair in the row. The 2 has a buddy here, so the 2 ends up in one of these 2. And then the 9 has a buddy here, so the 9 ends up here, giving us a hidden 8 9 pair, very similar to the hidden triple. So in this box, the 8 and 9 can only be here. 2 cells for 2 digits. This is an 8 9 pair. And so now this, we need a 1, 4, and 5. And the 4 actually can only be in one place, and now the 5 can only, or the 1 can, the 5 can only be in one place, and the 1 can only be in one place. So this is not a 5 now. This is 3 6 7. Oops, 3 6 7. This is a triple because we have the 2 9 pair, so we need a 1 5 and 7. And we know one of these is a 1. We have this 8 9 pair, so these are down to 2 3 4 5. I'm going to fill that, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm seeing quite a bit of restriction. There we go. All right, so I somehow did this band before. Yeah, I guess I was focused on this band, so that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, the power of geometry. I call it geometry because you're looking at the shape of the givens first, and then you're looking at the values after you've discovered the shape is interesting. Okay, so I think we're not getting more out of that band on its own. So anything to follow up here that we may have placed? We got the 5, the 1. The 1 doesn't really do anything as far as I can tell. So yeah, let's move on to this last band down here. This is empty. So 2, 6, 9. The 9 has a buddy. It does mean 9's up here somewhere. No other buddies. Yes, this 1 looking down into here, and this 1 looking down does place this 1. I was thinking about how this box seemed restricted. So what do we need in here? We need a 2 5 6 8. And we know the 2 and the 5 end up here because they're not here. We can corner mark that. And then this is only 5 6 8. This is 2 5 8. This can be any of them. So if the 2 and 5s point up, the 2 pointing up tells us this is the 9, and that's the 2. Because they point, right? So this can't be 2 anymore. Want to learn more about the terminologies I'm using? If I use a term and you're like, I don't know what that means, watch my medium solve. I go over it all there. This is going to be a triple, and the 5 is here. You can tell that from the corner marks. So that's the 5. And so now it's down to a pair. It's the 4 and the 9. This 4 tells us the order. This is 9, this is 4. Very nice. And so now, because this is 6, 8, there's 2 digits that go here. 1, 2, we need the 3 and the 7. That's not 7. Sorry, let's clean up this 9 as well. So we know this is 3, 6, 8. This can't be 6 or 8, so this is only 3, 7. So the 3 and 7 pointing down don't help down there. So this is what? Is this all of 3, 6, 7, 8? It looks like it. Okay, cool. Got some good stuff. How about this? This 4 does have a buddy. This 4 looks up. So we can place the 4 in this box. The 9 looking in here now causes pointing 9s in this box, making this an 8 and a 9. That's not a 9. Anything else? The 2. Yeah, the 2 joins the 9, making a hidden 2-9 pair. So this can't be a 9 as well. That places the 9 in this box. Thinking about if the 2-9 did anything. Well, it does restrict the 2 to down here. This is a triple now, and that's going to be quite nice. So we need the 1, the 3, and the 8. Cleans up a bit. So 1, 3, 8 means this is not 3. In fact, this is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 6 and 7. I don't think it's resolved, but nice to pencil it. Up here, we need the 2, 3, sorry, the 2, 3, 7, 9. This one's not 2, so it's 3, 7, 9. This one's not 9, so it's 2, 3, 7. Okay. Did we find anything else of use before I move on? We found a lot. This column's down to 3 digits. It's the 1, 5, and 8. It's not 1. The 5 ends up down here. Okay. Well, I feel like I took care of this stack. Okay, let's see if this band has any more to do before I move on. Honestly, I don't think it does. Okay, yeah, so let's do this stack here. This box is full, so that should be very helpful. So we're always going to find buddies, right? So we have a buddy for the 6. 6 ends up in one of these 2. The 5, we have marked. The 7, we did not mark. 7's up here. Did I do 4, 5, 6, and 7? Yeah. Wait, what about the 4? I didn't do the 4. The 4 is down here. Joins the 2, making a hidden 2, 4 pair. So this is 3 or 8, can't be 3. I'm looking at the column. This can only be 3 or 8, can't be 3. So it's 8. That's 3. That's 1. That's 8. Very nice. Gives us the 5 and the 1 here. This 5 is no longer a 5, but there are still 2 places for 5. This is not an 8 anymore. This is not an 8. That's very important. That means that is an 8. Placing the 6 here, and it also places an 8 in the box if you look, because this 8 looks in and this 8 looks in. So it places the 8, 2, and 5. That's not a 6, places the 6 and 7. We get the 4 and 2. The last digit for this box is something. So 3. Up here, we might as well resolve these. This is the 8. And we end up with a triple remaining here. Cool. Yeah, we're almost done with this puzzle pretty quickly. This is a 1 and something. What's the something? 1 and 7. Okay, not resolved. Oh, this is resolved. It looks like it's a 5. That's not 5. How's that affect 5 in here? Yeah, it's in one of these 2. Okay. This is a pair for box and row. Involves a 3 and a 4. And this 4 tells us the order. That's 3 and 4. Very nice. So that makes that a 3. Let's clean all this up. None of these are 3s. The 4, yes, the 4 is only here in this box. That places the 2 and the 5 and the 1. We're left with a 6, 7 pair. So the 6, 7 pair tells us this is 3. We get the 7 and the 5. This can't be 3. I mean, there's a lot of ways to see everything I'm doing right now. 1 and 7 resolved. That's not 7. This is 2 or 3. Looks like it could be either. This is 6 or 7, can't be 7. So that's 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 3, 7, 9, 2, 3, 2, 9. We get a 3 in the corner right at the end, which celebrates, and we get the 1. Under 10 minutes. Nice, with explanation. All right, it seems like a relatively straightforward puzzle if you find the 1, 6, 8 hidden triple, which actually was a 6, 8 hidden pair and then a hidden 1. Finding that seemed like it was extremely helpful. So yeah, we call that the New York Times trick because it comes up in the New York Times puzzles quite a bit. So definitely something to be looking out for as you scan your bands and stacks. In general, look out for geometry like that. So cool. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, then why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.